Don't be afraid to share your business idea. This is something that I've found a little bit kind of crazy in a way because I've met some people who are afraid to share the business idea because of this couple of reasons. Number one, they're scared of what people are going to say. They're going to say it's a good idea or a bad idea, it's not going to work, and all these different fears kick in. And the other one, which I found a little bit more crazy, is people are like, well, what if someone steals the business idea? What if that person goes and takes it and copies and creates what I have in my head? And I have to tell you something here. You keeping a business idea to yourself is actually going to hurt you way more than it's going to help you at the end of the day, okay? Sharing is caring, and it's going to mostly end up impacting you more when it comes to your business idea. Now, first of all, let's tackle those first couple of fears. You're afraid it's not going to, you're afraid someone's going to tell you, like, it's not going to work. It's not a good idea. That's a very dumb idea. Like, really? That's going to work? And let me give you a little bit of a history background of some of the ideas people say, that's a stupid idea. It's not going to work. You must be out of your mind. Okay, let's just start a little bit from recently. Uber, like people sharing rides with strangers. Are you crazy? That's not gonna work. What is this? A white van service, whatever, creeper? Like people at that time were like, it's a crazy idea. But now people are sharing rides with strangers, and it's now a common thing. It's like, no duh, I'm gonna use Uber. There's another one. And the other one, going a little bit way back to the time when the dot-com boom was coming in, people were like, Jeff Bezos, are you crazy? You're gonna build an Amazon and people are gonna buy things online? Like, who in the world is gonna do that? And now guess what? People are buying things online. Okay, those are the drastic examples of people saying that, you know what, Jeff Bezos, you're crazy. You know what, Uber founders, you're crazy. No one's gonna do that. And that's good feedback, okay? When you share a business idea, it's going to be good feedback even if a person is being negative or being positive. Because at the end of the day, you're getting feedback. And here's the other cool thing. The crazier the idea, the more chances it has of impacting something or even doing drastic change in the economy. If someone comes back, they're like, hey, that's a great idea. You know, matter of fact, yeah, that's still good because guess what? Someone is validating it, but probably you want to get someone who's telling you that's a good idea from a person who might have experience in that industry or knows about what you're talking about in a certain way. But if you're talking to people who don't know the industry, that don't know what's going on in the market, and they tell you that's a crazy idea, it's stupid, it doesn't make sense, that is good feedback. Did that make sense there for a second? Because here, let's just play this a little bit back, okay? During the dot-com era, the people who probably saw the internet is going to be a huge thing were nerds who were tingling with the internet. So if Jeff Bezos told other people who were tingling with the internet that, hey, us building something where people can buy things online made sense to those people who used the internet a lot during the time where people did not trust the internet, but this other techie people were tingling with it and they were playing with it, so it makes sense to get good feedback from them. Now, on the other perspective, getting feedback from someone who doesn't know what the internet is, they don't trust it, they're used to just buying things from the store, they trust when they see a person in the store, give them the cash, get the product right there, and you told them you want to sell things online, they'll be like, that's crazy. Okay, did you see what I just did there? You got good feedback and bad feedback, but at the end of the day, it's good feedback by sharing your business idea. Now, let's tackle the other fear people have, right? The other fear people have is basically someone's gonna steal my idea. I've gotten this from some people. I had one person who came up and said, dude, Steve, I have a great business idea, but I'm afraid someone's gonna take it. I'm like, what's the business idea? It's like, well, you see, I gotta get a patent first. I gotta get some kind of, trademarks, all those different things. I'm like, bro, look, man, look. By the time you spend $5,000 or $10,000 on those US trademarks, whatever, getting attorneys and all those different fees, someone else probably out there has the same idea. They spent that 10 grand on building the software, building the application, and they launched it. And in this time of age where software is really pushing and you have a patent on let's just say a proprietary software, someone can be able to go change how the algorithms work on it. Someone can go change how the different things work on it and deliver even a better product. It's not about the business idea that's unique. You are the unique person behind the business idea. Because let me tell you something, a lot of people thought about Uber, Facebook, Amazon, all these different companies you see, okay? All these different competitors Amazon had, all these different whatever Facebook competitors MySpace had. The key thing was Mark Zuckerberg was leading the company. He had a different vision, how to do different things, executing here and there. MySpace had a different direction of how they wanted to do things. And MySpace was there earlier, and guess what? Guess who won? Facebook, because of the unique direction. So your business idea is just an idea, but you are the person who's unique behind that idea. The team you assemble is unique to deliver the product to the market. Now, I want me to tell you just a quick example here, man. We live in an age and time where a couple of college students can be able to literally take over an industry by a storm. They can literally be able to topple over multi-billion-dollar enterprises because they were able to innovate and execute in a better way. Because at the end of the day, we live in a time and age where information is open, it's free, and it's a matter of how you take that information and process it. It's the same way with your business idea. It's not about keeping it to yourself and being afraid of what's going to happen if you put it to the world. It's a matter of when you bring it to the world, how you're going to execute it, how you're going to bring it forth. Because I'm telling you something here. There's nothing new under the sun. You've heard of that saying, right? And it's basically just a different forms of doing different things. So if you have a business idea and you think like this is revolutionary, there's no one else thinking about this idea out there, I guarantee you there's a couple hundred people out there who think about your business idea the same way. Okay, it's basically the difference is how you're going to execute it. And you do not want to get in a place where you always are keeping a secret and keeping secrets and secrets and secrets. You want to be able to be more open. You want me to give you a perfect example? Think about open source companies. Okay, I'm getting a little bit out of line here. I know we already hit the punchlines, but I want to take this home, okay? Open source companies, like for example, Android is an open source platform. Basically, people can be able to use Android to develop applications and put them on the Google Play Store. Now, here's the other key thing. Apple was a little bit more closed in the beginning. They weren't much as open source. They kind of like to close things in. And guess who's more superior as far as size-wise? Android is. Because when something is open and more people are able to see it and interact with it, it's able to even get even further. Linux, for example, it's you know Linux, right? If you know Linux, Windows and whatever, OS and stuff like that, iOS and stuff like that, then you basically know, well, Macintosh. Well, anyway, you basically know what I'm talking about here, like, right? Apple, Windows, Linux. Linux is open source, completely open source. You can go get it and use it and do it, whatever you want to do with it, right? And people have been able to grow from it because it's being shared. People are using different codes. They're sharing even more. So your idea actually at the end of the day should be shared more than anything else. If you want your business to be huge, you have to start sharing and talking about it. Don't be afraid of the negative feedback. Encourage the positive feedback, encourage the negative feedback, encourage both of them. It's a matter of how you process it and execute it, because at the end of the day, I guarantee you one thing. If you keep your business idea to yourself, okay, you keep your business idea to yourself, don't share it with the world, guess what's going to happen? Maybe 10 years from now, you turn on the TV, okay, I'm just saying maybe here, okay, you turn on the TV and you see someone else who launched the same idea. Actually, I do have a life example here. One of my friends when I was in high school, he had a business idea, okay, and he's saying, man, you know, I can't really put this out there too much right now. I'm going until I graduate college. Then I'll execute on this idea. During his time in college, another person launched the same idea and they got funding for $500,000 for the same business idea. If he put it out there, guess what? He would have probably been able to get that funding because he even thought about the idea 5 years earlier. But it doesn't matter if you think about the idea 5 years ago, 10 years ago. What you do with it at that moment is what's going to determine what happens in the future. Okay? You know, I've given that example. You can think about making a baby all you want, but that doesn't mean the baby's actually going to come out, right? It's the same with you. Your mom and dad thought about it and they did it. They did the thing. And then boom, you came out, right? So it's the same thing with your business idea. You got to, when you think about it, you got to be out there and then, do the thing. Launch it. Don't be afraid, okay? Thanks for watching. Keeping it 100 right here in Entrepreneur Vault. Went a little bit longer, but I just wanted to punchline it all the way through so you can be able to at least get a good idea of why it's important for an entrepreneur to share their business idea. Now, of course, some of you guys might be, well, Steve, what if I actually have something that's very proprietary? Like, let's say, for example, I created some kind of technology that can do something, I don't know, and it's very unique and you want to put a patent on it. Look, go put a patent on it as much as you want, but make sure that you actually have talked to it with some other people. Or maybe you can be pursuing the patent at the moment as you're talking with other people because you know how the patent, I'm not sure, I haven't really done patents, but when I do watch Shark Tank, they usually talk about like, the people who launched it first, who filed it first, are the ones who are going to get a favor on who's going to win the patent, whatever it might be. But even sometimes companies are able to work around that patent and find different ways to use it. So at the end of the day, even if you get a patent, someone can still find a different way to launch the same product in a unique way. AKA the whole waveboard or hoverboard thing that was happening at that time. People were like, I got the patent first, I got the patent. It was like, who executed? Who got in the market first? Yeah, they won. So make sure you scale big and don't let the patent be the only reason why you're going to become a huge company. A patent is just a patent, okay? But how you use that tool is what matters at the end of the day. I hope that makes sense. Because I just wanted to address the patent part or the trademark part, whatever it might be. Just make sure that even if a person a long time ago bought the Nike trademark, it doesn't matter. Because Nike could have just gone, oh, you got Nike, then we'll just call ours Nice. And it probably would be nice with maybe a smile instead for the logo, because the shoes and everything else still ended up making the brand. It's not just the name, okay? It's the same thing with Apple. It could have been an orange. You'll probably still be using orange. I don't know if that makes sense to you, but the technology, Steve Jobs, the person behind it, is the reason why Apple is Apple. It's not because it's an apple. I hope that makes sense. Thanks for watching. Peace out. Don't drag into this too much. Keep it 100. And I'll see you in another episode. Let me not dab. Let me not do that. No. Nope.